Yeah, so
Yeah.
You know, I've been on my Lawrence has been all over me, but it's just hard. It's hard. You practice always at the same time. It's just hard. You've been all over trying to get it to work. I probably hit him during the playoffs. How's Ben doing?
We're recording it, so we got it for him. I say we get
Oh,
started.
okay. All right. Well, that's been my first point. Before I let you guys get these guys some questions, appreciate Mr. Palmer and my good friend Lawrence Frank. Been trying to make this game happen. Not necessarily Gonzaga, but I thought I wanted to be the first college game in here. Obviously, I haven't had a chance to get toured around a little bit, but the atmosphere of the game was tremendous. So congratulations to them on the arena. Thanks for having us. Obviously, good win for us. We knew it was going to be a war. We knew they weren't going to go anywhere. We also, although they're 6 in the Ken Palm, they really don't have a big win outside of Baylor at home. They don't have a win over a ranked team, so we knew that they were coming to get us. Because do they have another game against somebody? Or are they all WCC from here on out? So this is a big game for them. We knew. Forget rivalries and all that. Like in this season, where they're at because of their stumble against West Virginia and Kentucky and Seattle. UConn and New York is almost impossible across the country right now. Those two games, I think, put a premium on this game for example. And before you ask, previous years have nothing to do with this game. So, hey man, I just started, so
thank you.
Good time. Got anything?
Obviously, great.
Well, you can rest for a minute. Go ahead, take a breath.
Are we going players first or you first?
Whatever you guys.
I wanted to ask Skyy, you talked about just pressuring Ryan on practice the other day. How do you feel like you did in that department?
Ryan, he's a great point guard. He's averaging 10 assists. It's very hard to speed him up. He's like similar to his brother, who was also at Gonzaga. So, I was just trying to do my best to contain him, have active hands in the pick and roll. We knew what he wanted to do. He wanted to hit the pocket on the pick and roll. And so just trying to take him away from that as much as possible to really stop their offense. So, yeah.
And what's going through your head in those last 2 seconds after he misses the free throw and you get a chance at it?
Nah, I just knew Coach Cronin told me that we were up 1, so I had to make both. He's been teaching us that hit the front of the rim when you're shooting a free throw. So I was really trying to focus on that. He said 95% of those shots go in. And yeah.
We've been working on it.
Yeah.
We get Bass on the train. He's hitting the back. Get it on top. Get it on top, and you got a soft touch like Skyy, it's going to roll in. We'll roll them both in.
You guys obviously lost a really tough game last weekend to come back and win an emotional game like this. What does this mean for you guys going forward?
It means a lot. We knew we let a big one slip away in New York, and we're still feeling that, but we definitely got to learn from it and move on. So we just coming into this game hungry. We did not want to lose at all, so that was our mindset.
After that, what did you see translate from this team today in terms of being able to finish out down the stretch on the big stage?
Well, we played a lot smarter until Bass played when we said if they take the layup, we're going to foul. They took their time. We're going to play for a 3. We were going to foul. They went for the layup. We're just going to let them. But fortunately, Bass understands. He knows he made a mistake. It happens, and I can coach him about it. Talk to him about it, and he's not going to probably go to the owner to get me fired like half a second on a bad foul. So it's just it happened, and I went with the timeout to try to ice. I knew I had a fool. I figured let me draw my play up and take a shot at icing him. I think Ryan, Skyy's quickly becoming one of the best point guards in the country, but Ryan's pretty established as that. We played, other than that play, we played really smart down the stretch. Other than that.
After the music and celebrations, you talked about what this would have meant for Gonzaga and their season,
Yeah.
but what does a win like this mean for the Bruins heading into our conference play?
Well, look, I got a lot of issues, so we won't go there. So that's my opinion. We should be undefeated. That being said, it's really irrelevant in college basketball. You got to get in the tournament. Obviously, you want to try to, for us, stay on the West Coast since we already have playing in the East Coast League, and try to win the tournament. And that's what life at UCLA. That's why I came to UCLA. So, win or lose today, look, I was a miserable human for a couple of days after the Carolina game, but you got to be mature enough to realize even if you win, you got to get better. You got to get better. And we got 18 Big Ten games left. I think our next game's in Nebraska. I think it's been 2 years since they lost at home or something. So it's not going to stop. So, you just got to use all these things as a chance to get better. And these guys, as much as, they are getting paid now, and they absolutely love my sweet demeanor and soft touch as their coach. They like to play professional. So they got to get better. So it's just, that's how I look at every day. You can ask me if I ever come to practice without intensity. I try to tell them this is what you got to do to be a pro. That's why, that's why I thought Kobe Bryant was my favorite pro, because that's who he was every day. He wasn't there to make friends. He was there to get better and win.
Gonzaga has a very strong perimeter defense. Can you describe how the spacing was able to help generate the offense for you guys?
Yeah, look, we've been, I know we can shoot because I see us every day. So we've had some, but shooting can come and go. We started off bad, but we're up to 36% or 50% today. I think sometimes stats can be skewed, especially when you play games that you win by 60 to 70 points, which they do. So I don't know. Like I have a queue of their stats versus high major opponents, and it's not the same as their stats versus their overall frequent shooting stats. So it's a little bit different. But we did try to spread them out, and we tried to post our guards today. And I thought, Eric didn't even practice. He got his mask in today for his nose, and hadn't even practiced with it. And goes 4 for 5 from 3 and 4 for 6 from the line. But that's what happens when you live in the gym. This guy lives in the gym. So.
Yeah, I wanted to ask Eric, how did it feel like playing with the mask? Was it uncomfortable at all?
It felt a little different.
I'm Hamilton. They got to take it off now.
We just talked about
get used to it. I'm not letting it take.
Nah, it felt different. I put in hours in the gym, so just finding the rim and just putting the ball in the hoop it's the same objective every day. So it wasn't that bad.
And I wanted to ask you guys, Ike was really dominating for the majority of the first half and started the second half, and then he didn't really do much towards the end of the game. What was changing defensively to get him out of the rhythm and just make sure he wasn't making a factor towards the end?
Well, we doubled him a few times, right? But the truth of it is, I thought they went to a pick and roll. Mark tried to run a few times away from their bench where they tried to run a screen, turn out their best shooter, Nembhard, and then throw it in. Kobe didn't let Nembhard catch it. So I think that Mark tried to set a few late post-ups up that just didn't happen. We didn't let the ball get from A to B to C. But obviously, the kid played great.
Coach, talking about some of the contributions from your bench. You
Yeah.
some big contributions.
Well, early on, look, I thought Trent played really well. I was trying to, get a time to get him back in. I couldn't find it. I don't look at certain guys as bench players. Like to me, Lazar and Sebastian, look like those guys are all really good players. I mean, we could rotate starting lineup. So obviously, we didn't have Will today, so we played 9 instead of 10.
In a dime, what kind of impact?
Well, he was getting fouled. Every time he touched the ball, it was ridiculous. I mean, you know, it negates his skill and his size if you're allowed to just hold him, grab him, hook him, and just foul him all the time. So it's tough for him. And I told all these guys, they ain't gonna ask me. I told them it was gonna be World War III today. I told him it was coming. But it's just really hard for a kid like that when you're, you know, it's hard for him to display his talent.
We got time for two more, Steve?
Yeah, Coach, right here. Kobe is not known for, he can score, but he's not known for his offense.
Correct.
How important was those 3 pointers?
Oh, huge. Yeah, huge. Look, you're not going to shut them out, right? I told the guys the problem at halftime was we should have been up 10. You hold them to 25, you should be up 10. You know, you got to be able to get to 65 or 70 to win. So I'm still not happy with our offense. We had 14 turnovers, and I give them a lot of credit for it. But they didn't guard him, and he made them pay. You know, and his numbers. I'll tell you. I mean, I'll leave you with this: with his shooting in practice, his numbers are tremendous. When he goes to do scouting combine stuff, Kobe's going to be super impressive. Because we do all the same drills that the NBA does with speed, clock, getting shots off. He is 1-2 every. Skyy shoots with.
Yeah.
He finished first or second every day on the shooting drills. So it's just been a matter of time, I think, before that translated to the game. But he's a senior. We need older guys in games like that. Getting that. Aaron?
Coach, you know, what does this type of game tell you about your team, like who you can trust going down the stretch?
Yeah, look, I'm gonna try to go out in the portal and get some tough dudes. You know, Eric's mentors, Rashad Phillips, who's one of the toughest small guys ever played college basketball. You know, so when he tells me Eric Dailey's, you know, my kind of guy, that was the end of that. Said, let's get it done. You know, I've been waiting to come Skyy for 5 or 6 years. You know, I know what time it is. So, you know, Tyler's a hockey player. Okay, which means his SAT might not have been that high, but he's a tough dude.
All right, thank you guys.
Thank you. I know that because my good friend Eric Johnson. 38, Tracy.